Hey there, it's Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com. As always, 3 times a week, we write up a value price wine review for the cheapwinefinder.com website. And after we do that, we plug in the microphone and off we go. And here we are. And today I've got a $9.99 sparkling wine from Aldi. It's the Belletti DOC Prosecco. Belletti is Belletti. Aldi owns the name, but there is a German company that is an importer, distributor, and producer that makes this wine. It was Mack and Schule, and that might be weird that this is coming from a German company since Prosecco was made in the Veneto region of Italy. But the Germans like their sparkling wine. They're like the number one, per capita sparkling wine producer in the world. And Germany is the home of Aldi and Trader Joe's, actually. So that's what we have. We have this German-Italian Prosecco, $9.99, and it's good. It's real good. It's really well made. It's balanced. It's smooth. It's not overboard. It's nothing crazy. It's a DOC. DOC is the bulk of the region. That's the Italians have a wine hierarchy. They have they have committees that make sure you growing the grapes right and producing it right. There's a DOCG area in the middle, and off to the side there's a separate one. And G is guaranteed, but they're not guaranteed you like it. They're guaranteed that the production standards are made. But the DOC ones are the same. And I never can tell the difference, especially in the value price wines. There isn't really yet any good reason to go up to DOCG unless you really like it, if it's something you've tasted and wanted. DOC for value price, and this is $10, kind of rocks. I'm going to take a sip of this, and it's kind of silvery with a little bit of gold. That's a nice thing for bubbly. Bubbles are small. Here's the thing about bubbles in sparkling wine. In Champagne, where the minimum amount of triage, which is the second fermentation, is 18 months. With Prosecco, they ferment it once and they age it, and then they put it into a large pressurized vat and put the pressure on. And it's only a couple of weeks for the cheaper stuff to a couple of months. And you can kind of tell what you're drinking by the size of the bubbles. Now, they're already little tiny bubbles, but this one's got minuscule bubbles. So they must have put this in there for in the tank for a while. The difference is the Champagne is like Renaissance technology, and Prosecco is industrial age. I think they invented Prosecco in the 1880s or 1890s. It's fairly recent, and there's probably going to be a new way of adding bubbles before too long, the way things are going. Though it's not always easy to look at the bubbles and go, oh, those are small, because they're always small, but these are tiny. And it's really balanced, and it's really full of flavor, and it's very subtle, but the flavors do roll on. It is a extra dry. For some reason, dry means it's not sweet, but extra dry means it is. It's confusing. But in Italy, the Italians drink their Prosecco extra dry. In the United States, we're more used to, or at least we halfway know the rules for Champagne. Champagne is brut or dry, or even drier. There's natural, and there's extra brut and stuff. And the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir used in Champagne really do well dry. They have enough brut and enough body. The Glera grape's weird. You don't ever see, or at least very rarely see, a still wine of a Glera grape. And I asked a producer one time, said it's because it's boring. No one wants to drink it. But when you run it through the 2 fermentations, add a little sweetness to it, and all of a sudden, boom, shakalaka. So that's what we got here. I'm gonna take another sip. Yeah, it's fine. This is really good bubbly. It's got just enough rounded fruit on it that it kind of makes it taste really, really good. Sometimes they can be sharp, sometimes they can be acidic, and this one has acidity. But it's not biting, it's not doing anything to you. It's just helping the flavors flow through. This is a very tasty one. A German company and a store brand, sometimes you don't expect much, though over the years I have come to expect pretty much from these store brands. This is a Prosecco that you might want to stock up on. You might want to make bellinis or, add a little liqueur to it. I mean, you can, at $10, you're not, you don't want to do that champagne where you're paying $80 and you're going to add something to it. Do it the $10 ones. These things taste great. And they'll, peach puree would rock this thing. It sips great on its own. It probably isn't a food wine, but if you had cheese and little light snacks here and there, they'd do fine. But this is a sipping wine because the acidity is in such control. Take one more sip and we'll tie this one up. It's good. So this is the Belletti DOC Prosecco, non-vintage, a little bit sweet, but that's a good thing. And this is Domain Dave from cheapwinefighter.com. Like us where you like your podcast, if you will. It does help because Google is weird. And that's it for me. I got some more coming up. As always, the cool weather should have some cool wines. So adios, keep it cheap, and I'll be talking to you. Bye-bye.